Each season of The Boys becomes crazier and crazier. Whether it's a disgusting new technique to kill a superhero or tormenting someone during a fairly intimate time. Nonetheless, Stephen Fleet, the VFX supervisor behind the Prime Video blockbuster, claims that there is at least one moment in the show's fourth season that is beyond unreal. Here's what we know thus far. To begin with, let's look at the horrifying tease of The Boys Season 4. The Boys VFX supervisor Stephen Fleet has teased a horrific new scene for Season 4. Fleet took to Twitter to tease fans with a new scene and to hint at a dramatic incident in the future season. "My eyes can't unsee what I just witnessed right now," Fleet wrote, with no additional information about the events they were shooting. Whether Season 3 is any indication, it will be exceedingly violent and disgusting. But fans will have to wait and see if it can top that horrible exploding penis moment. Fleet previously worked on the visual effects for the bursting penis and recently tweeted a behind-the-scenes glimpse at the massive phallus. The scenario in question includes Termite, a superhero inspired by Ant-Man. He shrinks down to delight in the interior of his lover's penis, but sneezes and reverts to his previous size, murdering his companion. Brett Geddes, who portrays Termite in the NSFW sequence, showed fans the gigantic penis prop utilized on production earlier this year. The actor took to Instagram to share a shot of himself and his stunt double, Alex Armbruster, posing next to the enormous penis and smeared in white powder, probably from when butcher Karl picks up Termite in a cocaine bag. In other The Boys news, creator Eric Kripke gave a glimpse at the front page of the screenplay for the series' first episode. Kripke revealed that the new season would begin with an episode titled Department of Dirty Tricks, adding that production had already started. Moving on, will there be a sequel to The Boys? Anthology spin-off The Boys Presents Diabolical debuted earlier this year, presenting previously unknown aspects of the main show's universe. Each episode's script is written by Seth Rogen, Awkwafina, Andy Samberg, Aisha Tyler, and Justin Roiland, and has a different tone and animation style. Amazon formally established a second spin-off in July. The show follows the lives of hormonal, competitive soups as they explore their physical, sexual, and moral boundaries while battling for the best contracts in the greatest cities. Jazz Sinclair, Chance Perdomo, Patrick Schwarzenegger, Lizzie Broadway, Shelley Kahn, Maddie Phillips, London Thor, Derek Liu, Asa Gurman, Sean Patrick Thomas, and Marco Pagosi are among the cast members of Gen V. A release date has not yet been set. However, because production began in May 2022, it is projected to be released in 2023. There will also be continuity with the main show's past in Gen V. When the show was still called Varsity, Kripke, the spin-off's executive producer, told Deadline, "There's a crossover, and we're doing our best to establish a universe in which some of the issues and storylines in Season 3 hand over to the first season in Varsity. It's almost as if a presidential campaign is taking place in the backdrop of that season, and certain things are happening at that school as a result of Season 3 of The Boys. There's Soldier Boy, but new themes are emerging in the spin-off's season that we need to take up and incorporate into the show's fourth season. Following that, when can we expect the next season of The Boys to premiere? Let's look at how the show typically progresses from one episode to the next, even if the premiere date for Season 4 has not yet been announced. The show's first season was filmed from May to October of 2018, and it made its debut on Amazon Prime Video in July of the year after that. Production for the second season got underway in July 2019 and is scheduled to continue until November. In September 2020, the program will again be available on the streaming service. This interval became significantly longer while epidemics were occurring. The production of Season 3 began in February 2021. However, filming was not scheduled to start until September, owing to COVID-19, which required the cast and crew to take various additional measures for their safety. On June 3, 2022, the premiere of the first episode of the season took place. If the production of Season 4 is anything like the seasons that came before it, we should predict that it will wrap up around March 2023, give or take a few weeks. If all goes according to plan, the show's fourth season will premiere in the second half of 2023. Next up, The Boys Season 4 storyline. No storyline specifics for The Boys Season 4 have been announced, but the Season 3 conclusion gives us a decent indication of what will happen next. The boys are back together and more determined than ever to bring down the Supes. However, it appears that their main adversary has changed to Victoria Newman. She secured the vice president ticket in the season finale, owing to the Deep drowning out her opponent after striking an agreement with Homelander. This puts her in line to become the most potent Supe in history, at least in terms of politics. However, they will have some assistance this time due to Starlight. She's now firmly on Team Butcher as a fully fledged squad member after attempting to alter things from the inside, and he might need all the assistance he can get after being left to cope with the aftermath of Temp V. Billy will be in grave danger in the upcoming season, since he has been warned he is on borrowed time, owing to the effects of the medication on his body. In an interview with Variety, Kripke hinted they'd go for Newman because Butcher only has a few months to live. They're competing with the DeSantis ticket, the creator explained. That's part of the joy of going into Season 4, which we're only now finding out about, but he's on an insane clock. He has so much to accomplish that he hasn't completed. Following that, more specifics on the plotline. The showrunner went on to say regarding Butcher's path, what we find intriguing about Butcher's dilemma is whether he is self-aware enough to recognize that he is inflicting his disaster. Is he self-aware enough to consider whether he can change? These are some intriguing discussions we've begun for Season 4. There's also Homelander. He's still as insane as ever, and it appears that nothing will be able to stop him. Despite the Supe lasering a bystander and displaying his unpopular, poisonous opinions on national television, the Storm Chasers remain firmly in his support. He's now accompanied by his son, Ryan, whom he introduced to the world, and his talents. Kripke indicated where this narrative might go next in an interview with IGN. If he is permitted to raise Ryan, he will raise Ryan to be a second Homelander, Kripke said. So I believe it's a hint to one of the key tensions in Season 4, Butcher and Homelander fighting over Ryan. There's no indication yet on whether Season 4 will feature a new big evil. Soldier Boy has been neutralized, but he is not dead. As a result, he may be retaken off the ice when the series resumes. However, we believe Kripke may have a new ace up his sleeve for Season 4, as we may finally encounter someone capable of defeating Homelander. Finally, who will appear in Season 4? Based on what we know thus far, it is realistic to expect Karl Urban, Anthony Starr, Jack Quaid, Karen Fukuhara, Aaron Moriarty, Colby Minifie, Laz Alonso, Jesse T. Usher, Chase Crawford, Tomer Capone, and maybe Cameron Crovetti to return for the upcoming season. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, well known for his role in The Walking Dead, has joined the cast of The Boys for Season 4. Morgan joins the cast of the program in addition to the actors that play recurring roles. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the actors' participation will be kept under wraps for the time being. Unfortunately, this is the situation. This is not the first time Kripke and Morgan have collaborated. Morgan has previously featured on an episode of Kripke's Supernatural. It is significantly more difficult to conjecture on the identities of some of the other people. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Kripke stated unequivocally that while Black Noir has died, it is possible that we have not seen the last of his character. It's doubtful that this will be the last time we see Black Noir in his historic guise. guys. The only difference is that the guy who wore the noir suit during the 3rd season is no longer alive, he said in a statement. However, we have Nathan Mitchell portraying a fascinating and amusing character who wears the costume in a future season. Well, that marks the end of our video for today. We hope you enjoyed it. On your way out, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more content like this in the future. Thanks for watching.